always wear such nice suits.
Touche. I hear you have an unusual problem.
You should talk.
You should listen.
They are unruly, and therefore cannot be ruled. It's worth more than any of them ever knew. We've only scratched the surface end already. Not tea.
So I keep a watch list of individuals and beings from other realms that
We should skinny dip. Sir, you have to pay the bill.
What is happening? No! No, we just got here! No, not again!
The alien tech I've seen. How long did your dad have them before he gave them to you?
about 1,000 years.
Unless you're afraid.
You know, as much as people complain and bitch about the DC cinematic universe and how sucky that their movies are and how sometimes sucky it is for them to lead into another film that somehow later on down the road, you know, Marvel is kind of in the same category right now. And we're going to talk about that. But first, I have a major disclaimer for you guys, just really quick before I get on to the episode. As of August, and I'm pre-recording this episode early, so it should be August 4th today. As of August, my neighbor is leaving to a wedding. Her sister's or daughter's, I think it's her sister's wedding. And she'll also be taking a little bit of a breather down in Mexico. So while she is doing that, vacationing, myself and my dad are on cat sitting and also house sitting duty. So I will be taking care of 2 kitty cats plus an entire house. So there might be a little bit of a lackluster in video. So I'm just telling you guys ahead of time, like if you don't see me post that much this month, that's why. I'm taking care of 2 cats and a house for her. I mean, she lives in the same apartment building as me, but still, you know, I'm taking care of 2 cats. I'm cleaning her apartment. I'm trying to keep her apartment clean, that entire whole business. So, and also in case you guys are wondering, are you going to take pictures and videos of the cats? No. And I'll tell you why. They are not my cats. They are somebody else's cats, and I don't feel obliged in doing that. I didn't with my neighbor that had the brain tumor when I was taking care of her dog. I'm not going to do the same thing here. So in case a lot of people are going, he's going to do cute cat videos. That is not what's happening here. I'm taking care of just 2 cats in the house. That is the entire thing that's going into it. So with that being said and that out of the way, here is the topic of today's video. Greetings, geeks and nerds, and ladies universe, and I'm White and Nerdy. You know, I do have to agree with 3C Films or Chris Parker. Marvel's cinematic universe has gotten way out of hand by this point. You know, I love Marvel. I love DC. I don't want people to call me like a DC fanboy or a Marvel fanboy. I love them both respectively. If you want to ask me which one had my more favorite superheroes, I would say Marvel. If you want me to tell you about the ones that mostly do good films, they both do in my opinion. Both sometimes do have their own stinkers and variety. But I am not a fanboy, I am neutral. I sit right on the line between DC and Marvel. But I do have to admit that the Marvel Cinematic Universe is kind of a disaster area right now. Remember that meme of the dog and fire during 2020 going, this is fine. This is a lot of us as fans of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Back when Marvel started with Blade and also the Brian Singer's X-Men and the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man films, it didn't seem like that big of a problem because you just watch the film, then you go and watch the other one. Now Marvel has it kind of contrived in making a comic book universe in the movies, which is cool. That's awesome. That is brilliant thinking. But at the same time, now it's worse. Before it was just, you watch this movie, it all ties in together. Now for poor people like me who don't have all these services, it's like we launch this movie. There's this Disney Plus series, there's this Hulu series, there's this Netflix series that all ties together into one movie about this one superhero team or this one superhero. Any questions? I've noticed that when he was talking about that in his review of Secret Invasion, how it's going to tie into later films like Avengers Secret Wars and possibly also the next Fantastic Four movie, I'm like, yeah, this doesn't make any sense for a person to watch like Loki, Falcon and Winter Soldier, Secret Wars, Ms. Marvel, to watch all these series just to have it all make sense. I think that is the worst thing to do to people, especially people like myself who aren't that rich, and we have to sit there and go, we have to watch these certain TV shows and whatnot to know how it all ties in together. Like, for example, when I went to go see Spider-Man No Way Home with my sister and her boyfriend pointed out to me that he knew that Charlie Cox as Daredevil was going to be in the movie because of something that happened in Hawkeye, I think he said. It's like, that doesn't help. I just enjoyed the movie as a movie. I still enjoy the movie as a movie. You know, that's what I want to do, is enjoy movies as movies or TV shows as TV shows. Somebody coming in here and saying, no, dude, you can't watch this movie until you check out this series, you watch this series, you watch this series, then you watch this movie, and then you can come in here and watch this. I would be very confused and I would be upset if anyone ever said that to me. Like, okay, at the moment, Ms. Marvel, Secret Invasion, and the next Marvel movies are all being combined to be the Marvels movie. And that makes it so much worse, in my opinion. It's like, I have nothing against watching those series. I heard that Secret Invasion wasn't as good as we intended. But, people still watched it. Ms. Marvel, I know a lot of people, including myself, were pissed off about her superpowers. But, willing to take, I'm very happy for that actress moving on to the Marvels. But I don't feel, as a guy that's excited for that movie, and I am excited for that movie, I don't think that I should have the right to go, okay, so I have to go and, either ask a friend or wait until the future when I can afford everything to go and watch Ms. Marvel and then go and watch Secret Invasion, and then by that time, I might be an old man and then I'd be sitting here going, I have finally seen the Marvels after I have seen Secret Invasion and Ms. Marvel. I didn't watch it, Ron, did I? I would be the oldest living person here to talk about the geeky and nerdy stuff. But my point is being, if with Marvel, is I think you need to stop doing this, truthfully. Like, look, if you're going to make a TV show tie into a movie, that's fine. If you just do one, you have 2 TV series that tie into one movie at the moment. And the movie's not even out yet. I think the movie's been postponed. More reasons to hate Marvel. Marvel's just giving us geeks and nerds so many reasons to hate them right now, aren't they? Retiring Spider-Man, killing off Ms. Marvel, turning Ms. Marvel into an X-Men, and then, pushing back the Marvel film. It's like, Marvel's just pissing off our geeks and nerds, aren't they? I am not going to say, we offer death threat to Marvel. I've already talked about that in another previous video. If you haven't seen it, you should go and watch it, where I talk about Ms. Marvel becoming an X-Men. Don't send death threat to Marvel, please. That makes me and other YouTubers that talk about Marvel look very, very bad. Because they can go back onto us and go, oh, you're to blame for this problem, Then let's take it out on you. Because then I lose my YouTube channel. Then I lose basically my Twitter. No, I don't care if it's called X. I'm still calling it what I'm calling it. And then they take away my existence. But they can't take my virginity. That has already been taken away. And yet I'm still so alone in here. But getting back on track, I think that the point with Marvel is that I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to increase viewers and get viewers interested in more of the universe. And make that more of a budget. I can get behind that, and I can understand that from a managing point of view. But as just a moviegoer, geek and nerd, and comic book enthusiast, you lost me. Like, okay, Falcon and Winter Soldier. awesome. Loki, excellent. From what I've heard, I haven't watched it. I've watched reviews of it, and I've heard awesome. Moon Knight, spectacular. Again, I watch reviews. I don't watch the series. And then they come in here and they say, and then they later on say, yeah, all these tie in together. At first, I just thought Hawkeye just had the weird coinky dink when I went and saw Spider-Man No Way Home. I just thought Hawkeye had that weird coinky dink where they tie it all in together. I'm like, oh, okay. Now I'm noticing that there's a big, huge octopus that sits over us that wants to take control of all of our minds. Or, if you want to go with the Suicide Squad reference, they're trying to take us over by having a giant starfish tell us all to do this. I'm not against Marvel. I love Marvel. You know, they would accompany basically mostly that I grew up on. I also, most of my life, read mostly Marvel comics, which is weird when you think about it. In fact, one of the very first comic books I owned was a Captain America comic, just to let people know that. But I was never against DC, you know. It just feels so wrong to come in here and say Marvel has a problem. Well, they do. Not the comic book continuity or anything. Not anything that has to do with the comic. Just the TV and the movies combining together. I think that Marvel should probably stop doing this. Rely on the people. Word of mouth will get out eventually. You release these trailers on YouTube. There are billions of people across the globe that use YouTube that will watch these trailers and they will get interested. You know, you don't have to be like, you must watch this one TV show in order to understand these next 3 movies. That won't help anyone, especially if they can afford it like myself. You know, like Disney Plus or Netflix or Hulu. If they can afford it, they're going to be mad, and they're going to be mad at you specifically because you're the one that's telling them like, oh, like you won't understand this movie unless you watch the TV series first. Everything will make sense. And even people are now questioning Marvel continuity even more with what has happened with Rhodey and Secret Invasion. I'm not spoiling anything because I already seen it through a review, but a lot of people are now even more mad at Marvel. Like I said, Marvel is just like this greedy company that just is picking on us, you know, geeks and nerds. Like every time they give us something, they're like, hey, now you can't have that. It kind of feels like we're back in kindergarten, you know, you're playing with like a toy or you're coloring, and then the teacher comes over and goes, no, you are not allowed to do that no more. You have to wait until you are a senior. The little kids won't understand what that means. Or even worse, doing that to a preschooler, they'd be even more confused. Or it'd be like basically them taking candy away from a baby, which is inhuman and monstrous. So for the Marvel Cinematic Universe, I think what they should do is just rely on the people, like I said. Just release the trailers. If people are interested, people will go and watch your movie. If people aren't interested, then they're not gonna watch it. But maybe, eventually, people will watch them either if they see the DVD or they hear it through word of mouth. I don't think that we have to have, 5 Disney Plus series, 4 Netflix series that you must understand just to watch one Marvel movie. No, man, I think that you guys should go back and do it the way that you did before. That was perfect. You don't need to have that huge of a setup involved in all these films. Like, every single Marvel film that I notice, I'm always like, wait, I must watch the after credit scene to see if it's noteworthy talking about. And sometimes, no, the after credit scene is sometimes not even noteworthy to talk about, because I know that if I talk about it now, I won't be talking about it until like 10 years down the line and then saying, now it all comes back into play. Like, for example, in the first Avengers movie, they introduced, Thanos. Thanos didn't become relevant until 7 years later. That was almost going to be even more so. And from what I heard, that the film was being pushed back, it would only be even longer. So people would have to go back to watch the Avengers to learn where Thanos first appeared. And then for the time stones, they're all over the place, man. The time stones are all over the fucking place in the Marvel Universe. I mean, good dear God. And no, I just remembered. Also, WandaVision ties into the Marvels. I just remembered that. I don't want nobody to tell me that. I just remembered that. So, Man, I mean, Marvel's continuity right now is all over the goddamn globe, and it really needs to come back to one fucking specific point to really get down to. Like, look, I don't mind if other films are like, hey, this superhero is gonna appear in this film, or the Avengers are coming back in this film. That's fine. That's fine. Perfectly fine. Great. Except one big problem. Again, that ties into this is that you want to tie in the TV shows now to everything, and that just makes it all the more difficult for nerds and geeks like myself and other people that I know to get involved in this series now. I mean, think about it, man. You want people to just notice these films. If you're making it harder on them to go to a movie theater without someone in the audience going, you can't watch this movie until you watch the TV series and this movie first. I don't, especially to young kids that love these superheroes, they don't care. Like, what's next? You're going to tell me that the animated universe is going to be tied into a movie? Please tell me that that isn't true. Because if somebody says, oh no, they do, and I'm going to be even more confused. Marvel, baby, booba, listen, boo, listen to me. Listen to the geek here. I think that you should go back to the old way. Do it through the movies. You can do the after credit scenes if you want, but do it through the movies, and then afterwards, I'm pretty sure, 95% sure, that people will keep going back and seeing these movies through the trailer or through word of mouth, or even sometimes the DVD cover. Like, covers of a DVD do affect people, and they will come back and watch it eventually, you know. Like, I'm a guy that looks at DVD covers, and sometimes I buy the DVD covers just for how they look, especially sometimes reading the back of them and going, yeah, that sounds pretty awesome. But anyways, that is my personal opinion. I think that Marvel should try to stop doing this for a while, just to see how everything goes, and just stick to the movies being with the movies and the TV shows being with the TV shows. I like to hear if you guys would agree with me or not, but I'm just addressing a Marvel cinematic problem that kind of needs to be fixed by this point. I'm not saying that it needs to be put down like Old Yeller. It just needs to be stopped by this point, you know. I think that they should probably just try to stop this and see how it does just producing the movies and just having the movies go forth, and then eventually further down the line, you know, have it all combined to make sense for, you know, moviegoers like myself. Like, I wish I could see those TV shows, but I can't because I'm kind of poor. Actually, I just do YouTube basically for fun and also to spare some free time that I have. And yeah, I'm dirt poor, if you know what I mean. So anyway, let me know what you guys think about the Marvel cinematic problem. Do you think Marvel should fix it? Do you think that they should improve on some things? Or do you think that they should just leave it alone? I'd like to hear your dispute in the comment section down below. I'm just saying that Marvel should probably improve on this. Maybe do what I said, just use the cinematic universe and for the movies, the TV shows for the TV shows, and then have it all tie in together at some point. But I'm just curious to see what you guys think. So anyways, let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think about the Marvel Cinematic Universe problem, if Marvel should address this or just leave it alone. Again, I'm always curious to hear, but my 2 cents is that they need to fix this badly and also big time. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me at Twitter, in the link in the description down below, or Twitter. I am not calling it what you people are now going to call it. Screw that. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll be Lady Universe. I'll be White Nerdy. Keep eking on. And as always, guys, take care. And I'll see you guys next time. And also, again, apologies in advance for the future if you guys don't see me popping out too many videos, especially while I'm taking care of an apartment and also 2 kitty cats. So, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll be Lady Universe. I'll be White Nerdy. Keep eking on. And as always, guys, take care.